Daniel, thank you so much. The Food and Drug Administration is launching its first ever youth e-cigarette prevention TV ads. The FDA is targeting almost 11 million at-risk youth through social media, in-school ads, posters, digital platforms, and TV. An FDA and CDC survey shows e-cigarettes are the most used tobacco products among young people. Tomorrow and Thursday, a House Oversight Subcommittee will look into the role of the e-cigarette maker Juul in the teen nicotine epidemic.
Now, I remember when these were introduced, they were introduced as a safer option than smoking real cigarettes. So you might wonder, is that true? Well, News 19's Rosemarie Beltz has what you need to know about e-cigarettes. Rosemarie, are these really safer than smoking a traditional cigarette?
Thank you, Andrea. Well, electric or e-cigarettes are battery-powered devices that, heat a liquid called e-juice and then turn that liquid into vapor to be inhaled, similar to cigarette smoke. So the liquid solution usually, but not always, contains nicotine and flavoring such as mint, fruit, and bubblegum. The strength of an e-cigarette is measured by the amount of nicotine of the e-liquid, and according to research, product labels do not always provide accurate information about the nicotine content. Some health experts say, besides nicotine, the liquid inside one of these devices can contain potentially harmful and toxic ingredients that can be inhaled deep into the lungs, including a substance called propylene glycol. It creates the e-cigarette's vapor. This can also be found in cosmetics, fog machines, and antifreeze. So a recent study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found mice exposed to e-cigarette vapor experienced DNA damage to certain organs that could increase the risk of cancer and heart disease. So there are no long-term studies on e-cigarettes, therefore there's no scientific proof that they're safe. So doctors, advise users to proceed with caution.
Because it's too new. This is something that's new that just came out, so we don't know the long-term effects yet of inhaling all those flavors and everything else that goes into making that liquid.
Absolutely.
Which is scary.
It is scary, and it's always evolving. I couldn't believe all the hits, like almost 8,000 different types of flavors. Wow. And 600 devices, right?
Yeah, so is the nicotine in the e-cigarette the same as the nicotine in your typical cigarette, your everyday cigarette?
Well, what I found interesting is that it's a very loosely regulated industry or business per se. And I did check in with two sources, Dr. Abe Deanda, who's a cardiothoracic surgeon, and a vascular surgeon, Faraz Musa here with Prisma Health to see, to get what the risk benefits or the risks associated with this nicotine. And they brought to my attention that the nicotine in tobacco that's extracted is a little bit different than some of the nicotine used in some of these devices. It's actually, they add some acids to it. It's called nicotine salt, which makes it a little bit stronger, smoother, right? So it's actually easier to inhale. It's not as abrasive on the throat, and it absorbs quicker into the body. So I thought, and it is in traditional cigarettes, but the way they extract it, then add these salts back into it, I found it interesting.
And will they help you quit smoking using a vaping tool?
No, unfortunately, they are not FDA approved. Doctors, there are FDA approved devices out there, and a lot of people enjoy smoking these because of the fruit flavors, which the goal is to quit. Right. Not to keep smoking them, especially with kids and so forth, and the risks and leading, you're 3 times more likely to smoke or other addictive behaviors and so forth.
If you start with the e-cigarettes.
Yeah, and especially as children.
All right, Rosemarie, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Stay with us. There's more Friends coming up after the break.